Chapter 4, Temperature Zones of the World. Introduction. You might have heard the word climate many times. Have you ever thought what the climate is? The climate of a place is the average weather conditions over a long period of time. The climate of a place may be wet or dry, hot or cold, depending on the weather conditions over at least 30 years. It affects plants and animals, lifestyle of people, their food habits, clothing, housing, and many cultural aspects. Factors affecting climate. Let me answer. Imagine the class has to go for a picnic. What would be the ideal weather for such a day? Latitude or distance of a place from the equator. The places which are close to the equator get direct rays of the sun, hence are hotter than the places or higher latitudes. The place near the poles receive slanting rays of the sun. They have to travel a longer distance, making them less hot. Have you ever observed the direct rays generate more heat than slanting rays? We can perform a simple experiment. Let us light a torch directly on the floor. The circle of light is bright and concentrated, but after slanting the torch, we see that the light is scattered over a larger area and is not as much concentrated as earlier. This is how latitude affects the temperature of a place. The rotation of the earth causes day and night. During rotation, the part of the earth facing the sun witnesses day and the other facing away from the sun has night. It also affects the direction of the flow of ocean current and the direction of winds. It also generates tides, a rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water twice a day. Places in the east see the sun first, and the time there is ahead of places in the west. Thus, Japan, which lies in the extreme east of the eastern hemisphere, is called the land of the rising sun. Latitude. Altitude of a place refers of its height above the sea level. We know that the higher we move, the cooler it becomes. Thus, the places at higher altitudes are cooler than those at lower altitudes. That is why Shimla is cooler than Chandigarh. Do you know? Millions of years ago, the earth was mostly covered by thick layers of ice. That stage is referred to as ice stage. Research and analysis. Are you aware that is a mountain whose peaks are covered with snow all the year? Even near the equator, with the internet's help, find the answer to the following questions. A. Name of the highest mountain in Africa. B. Why does it remain covered with snow throughout the year? Distance from the sea. Places around the sea are neither very hot nor very cold. They have moderate climate, but the places far from the sea have extreme climates, very hot in summer and very cold in winter. The summer lands heats up faster and in turn heat up the air above it. This warm air rises up, making room for cooler air from above the sea to flow in. In winter, the sea remains warm because it loses heat slowly, while the land becomes cool. This is how sea breezes maintain moderate climate in the nearby areas. Humidity. Humidity refers to the amount of moisture in the air of a place. The distance from the sea also affects humidity. Places located near the sea have higher humidity, as very extensive evaporation takes place from the nearby sea. Therefore, coastal areas such as Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai, etc. have higher humidity than the landlocked places such as Bhopal, Chandigarh, Delhi, etc. When humidity is higher, people perspire or sweat more. Health and wellness. Sweating is a natural process that your body uses to cool itself down. Sweating maintains proper body temperature. High humidity ensures protection against chapped and dry skin compared to dry climates. Winds. Winds also influence the climate of a place. A wind may either be hot or cool, depending on the place of its origin. Winds coming from the sea carry moisture and are cool, while those from the desert are hot. Fact finder. Parmenides, a Greek scholar, was the first person to propose the theory of climatic zones. The scientific study of climate is called climatology. The temperature or heat zones. The temperature or heat zones are determined by the amount of sunlight received by that place. The shape of the earth is very significant in this regard. The earth is spherical and so its surface is curved throughout. This is why the sun rays have to travel a great distance and in a slanting manner to reach the higher latitudes. The earth has been divided into 3 heat zones depending on the amount of heat received by a particular area. 1. The torrid zone. 2. The temperature zone. 3. The frigid zone. The important latitudes are useful in determining and marking these zones. Let me answer. What difference do you feel between the summer and the winter seasons? 1. The torrid zone, also called the hot zone. The torrid zone is the hottest zone on the surface of the earth because it gets the direct rays of the sun. This zone stretches from the Tropic of Cancer 23 1/2 north to the Tropic of Capricorn 23 1/2 degrees south. This zone stretches over both the hemisphere. It is divided into North Torrid Zone and South Torrid Zone. It has a tropical climate as it receives the sun rays throughout the year. It is always hot and wet since high temperature causes lot of evaporation and rainfall. There is hardly any winter season here. However, as you move away from the equator, the seasons appear more distinct. Indian Heritage Connect. India is situated between 8°4 north and 37°6 north latitudes. The southern part of India is in the torrid zone and the northern part is in the temperature zone. Thus, the whole of India remains warm throughout the year. 2. The temperature zone. The temperature zone lies between the torrid and frigid zone. As it appears from the name, the places in this zone are neither too hot nor too cold. On the basis of its location, this zone too is divided into two separate parts. The north temperature zone is situated between the Tropic of Cancer 23 1/2 degree north to the Arctic Circle 66 1/2 degree north, whereas the south temperature zone extends from the Tropic of Capricorn 23 1/2 degrees south and the Antarctic Circle 66 1/2 degrees south. This zone gets slightly slanting sun rays and hence is cooler than the torrid zone. The summer and winter seasons are very distinct and this zone the days are longer in summer month and nights are longer in winter month of the temperature zone. 3. The frigid zone. The frigid zone lies beyond the Arctic and Antarctic circles. It also has two parts. One is northern hemisphere and the other is southern hemisphere. The north frigid zone extends from the Arctic Circle 66 1/2 degree north to the North Pole 90 degree north, while the south frigid zone extends from the Antarctic Circle 66 1.2 degrees south to the South Pole 90 degrees south. The frigid zones are extremely cold all the time since the sun rays are very much slanted. We have read earlier that during the summer that regions beyond the Arctic Circle have daylight for 6 months, while during the winter they have darkness for 6 months. This is because to the tilt of the axis, people face lots of difficulties in frigid zone. Some of the places here have permanent ice cover on the ground. Summary: the climate of a place is the average weather conditions over a longer period of time. The 5 basic factors influencing the climate of a place are latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, humidity and winds. The most important factor that delineates the temperature zones of the surface is latitude, distance from the equator. There are 3 temperature or heat zones: torrid temperature and frigid. The temperature zones have a moderate climate. The coldest zone is called the frigid zone. At integration, A. Draw a diagram to show the sun rays falling directly on the equator. B. Make a collage of your picture showing your visit to a hill station or a seaside location. State how different the climate of that place was from the place where you stay. Exercises: creative expression. Tell your story. Raj, who lives in Mumbai, experiences a moderate climate, while Rahul, who lives in New Delhi, experiences an extreme climate. Discuss with your friends the difference between the climatic conditions of Mumbai and New Delhi. You both make notes on the same. Cross-curricular connect. Critical thinking. Let's play a game. We often talk of warm weather, cold mornings, a sunny day, a rainy day, or a chilly night. Different climatic conditions give rise to different seasons. We also plan our activities and choose according to the seasons. Fill in the below table. Seasons: what I eat, what I wear, activities I enjoy. Summer, winter, monsoon. logical decision making. Rishabh wants to spend his summer vacation in the hilly station. While studying this chapter, he learned that places at higher altitudes are colder than those at lower altitudes. Shimla and Ludhiana are situated at the same distance from the equator. Help Rishabh choose a suitable destination for the summer holidays between the following: A. Shimla, B. Ludhiana. Let's practice. A. Write short answers to the given questions. 1. What do you mean by altitude? 2. What is extent by temperature zone? 3. On what basis has the fourth been divided into heat zones? B. Write long answers for the given questions. 1. Describe the torrid zone. 2. Why is life difficult in the frigid zone? 3. Which factors influence the climate of a place? C. Fill in the blanks. 1. The torrid zone extends within the dash. 2. The frigid zone is the dash zone. 3. Places near the equator receive dashed rays of the sun. 4. Coastal areas experience dash humidity. 5. Climate is affected by the dash from the equator. D. Multiple choice questions. 1. Which of the following sentence is correct about climate? 1. It is the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere. 2. The climate of a place can be rainy or cloudy. 3. It is an average state of weather conditions over a long time period. 2. The zone which receives direct sun rays. 1. Torrid. 2. Frigid. 3. Temperature. 3. What is the nature of the weather? 1. Static. 2. Average. 3. Ever-changing. E. Match the following. Column A. 1. Altitude. 2. Humidity. 3. Torrid zone. 4. Temperature zone. 5. Frigid zone. Column B. A. Hot zone. B. Neither too hot nor too cold. C. Extreme cold. D. Height above the sea level. E. Moisture in the air. F. Take the correct option. 1. In the temperature zone, summer days are dash. 1. Shorter. 2. Longer. 3. Equal. 4. Cold. 2. How many heat zones are there? 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 3. In which zone it is neither too hot nor too cold? 1. Torrid. 2. Temperature. 3. Frigid. 4. None of these. 4. As you move higher, the rays of the sun became dash. 1. Direct. 2. Indirect. 3. Slanting. 4. Smaller. 5. Coldest zone is called the dash. 1. Torrid. 2. Frigid. 3. Temperature. 4. None of these. Conceptual understanding. On the given outline, mark the following temperature or heat zones. A. Torrid zone. B. Equator. C. Hot zone. D. Temperature zone. E. Arctic circle. F. Antarctic circle. G. Frigid zone. Writing skills. Look at the picture. What would you have been if you were to live in this zone? Discuss with your partner and make notes here.